Right when I drink, of course, of course. Hey guys, I haven't been live in a little bit. I've been busy, leave me alone, just kidding. I should do it anyway. So I want to talk to you guys about what you should go live about. This is if you're an entrepreneur, you should be doing this. If you're not doing this, you're just gonna commit to the slow growth, and that's okay. If you want to grow your business though, and you want to do it online, like now everybody knows now's the time to do it. Now is the time to do it. You can do it with other methods. You can grow your business in other ways. You can grow it organically in other ways without live video. It will be slower. It'll be slower. Why? Because you can gain, obviously, if you're in business, you know that the like the love or like trust factor, it needs to be important. It needs to be in there, and it's got to be high. You have to have a lot of it for people to want to engage with you and want to do business with you. So if you don't show what your personality is like, and if you don't show who you are and what you know, and like the tone of your voice or your accent or anything, any of those things that are charming, that make you up, that make up you as a person, it's just going to be slower for people to get to know you. So it's like having a flyer get sent to your mailbox and then get another one sent to your mailbox next week, and then 6 months later you keep getting these flyers, versus going and seeing you know, somebody at like a networking event and being like, oh, you own that business? Oh my gosh, you're fantastic. Yeah, I'll totally call you. That is the difference between like live video versus not doing live video. You can just fast track your success. Hey Karen. Yeah, Karen, you know what that's about. Selena, I love you. I love you. When are we moving in together? Should we just like buy a compound and just move our families in together? Just the kids and us? Okay, so, all right, so the thing is, people typically do nothing. Instead of going live, they'll do nothing because they don't really know what to go live about. So I want to help you. I just want to make your life easier. I'll tell you what to go live about. I'll just make it easy. I'll just tell you exactly what to do. I'll tell you what to do and you just do it and it'll be great. So if you don't show who you are to your network, they're not gonna love, trust, and understand what you do as fast and as well, right? So yes, Selena, perfect. Just find the place, just book it. We'll do it, book it. Just let's find the place and then we'll just create a mortgage, buy a I'm so tired, leave me alone. Okay, so first, if you wanna know what to go live about, you first have to know your niche and your ICA. What's a niche? Okay, a niche, people hear that all the time, and a lot of times people confuse niche and ICA together. But a niche is basically, it's what you do, and your ICA is basically who you do it for. Hey Laura, your ICA is your ideal client. Troy, what's up homeboy? I was just talking about Nebraska today. So your niche is what you do, and your ideal client avatar, ICA, your dream client, your preferred customer, whatever you want to call it, that's who you do it for. So you want to know exactly what you do. You want to know like what you do. Like, I help these people solve this problem in this amount of time. Like, that would be a solution that you provide. That's the niche, right? And your ICA is who do you do that for. So if you know those two things, knowing those two things is important. Hey John, because then you can get to say, all right, well, if these are the people and this is the thing that I do, what do they need from me? What do they want to know? What are the problems they always have? You can write this down, by the way. If you have notes, write this down. If you don't, come back to this video and write this down, because I'm talking about, like, if you have a paper and a pen or pencil or other cool calligraphy items, then you can jot this stuff down, brainstorm on paper, and you can have content for the next 2 months. I'm not kidding. So pay attention. Pay attention. So what are the problems they always have? Like, what do you solve? What are the things? If you've got a process that you solve, break that process up and say, all right, from steps 1 through 10, here are the things that I always solve for people. I always help them solve these things. So what is the advice that you regularly give? When people come to you and they're like, oh, I'm struggling with this, and then you say what back to them? What particularly, like, what piece of advice on one particular issue that they give you, what do you say to them? Go live about that. What questions do they ask you? Like, hey, is intermittent fasting good for me? Now you have like 3 years worth of content to talk about. What's up, Frank? If you're a fit pro or a health and nutrition expert, Angel, pay attention. I know, we were just chatting. So any of those things, like if you're a child psychologist, if you're in the pet industry in any way, like what are the things that people ask you about? Any one question is a live video. Any one question is a live video. Like, I just did this live on what do you want to go live about? I'm doing the whole video on that. Like, I could talk about a billion things based on the things that people ask me every single day. Hey, Jenny. And Angel, I love you. Just keep fangirling on this video. It'll make me feel good. So All right, so what regular advice do you give? What questions do you answer for people? What epiphanies do you have, like while you're in the shower or driving down the road? Like, what are things that you're like, oh my gosh, I really got to do that, or I got to get back to this person and tell them that. Like, I think that would really help them. Write it down. Write it down. Like, whatever that is, write that down. That is a live topic. Here's the other thing, as I'm gonna keep going, but what I want you to know is your live topic is not supposed to be about more than one thing. It's, hey Lee, how are you doing? I'm sure you're laughing and smiling right now, Lee, you're amazing. Hey Barbara, you're not supposed to talk about a lot of things, you're supposed to talk about one thing because you don't wanna overwhelm your audience. You've got lots of time and you've got lots of, if you're gonna be in business for a while, you want to stretch that out. People can't consume more than like one thing at a time. We're overwhelmed. Like, please do not give me 2 things today. Just give me one. In fact, give me a half of one because it's a lot. So one thing is your live. So when you have an epiphany, when you have like a spark or an idea, write that thing down. What are some of the things that you overcame? So if you're an expert, like if you're a Fit Pro expert, if you're a health and nutrition expert, if you are a like a dog walker, or if you're into yoga, or if you're a massage therapist, or if you're a hairstylist, any of those things, if you're teaching on that, what helped you get to where you are? Like one thing, when I started, this helped me. When I ran into this roadblock, this helped me. Every single one of those are topics, every single one of those. And you want to be able to give, like, your lives can be anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes. Longer trainings are fine, but people have shorter attention spans. So I try to do my lives between like 5 and 15 minutes. I try to keep it under 10 because like the stuff that I'm shooting out to you guys is important, but like I try not to give you any fluff because you got to get this stuff done. Like I'm showing up on live so that you guys can like get a win today. And content is the biggest thing because I'm going to keep going. I've got a couple more things here, but if you take each one of those things that I just said on those topics that you need to hit, every single one of those things, hey Ken, you can turn that into a post, you can turn that into an email, you can turn that into a blog, you can turn that into a longer video if you create YouTube videos, you can turn that into a shorter thing like a TikTok or an Instagram story or a Facebook story. Every single one of those is content. So like when I go live today, I'm probably gonna wrap this thing up and do a post about it later on for the people who didn't get to see me live, or the people who don't watch live videos or watch replays or can't watch the replay because they've got kids screaming in their house all the time. I don't know what that's like. So that is all content for you guys. This is like this section right here, this live that I'm talking to you about. Share this to people that you know are in business because this is the thing that will get them out of being stuck. This training right now, I'm telling you, you can have months worth of content for live videos, for posts, for emails, for group trainings in your groups or on your personal page. This stuff is gold. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that I train for with people in all of my paid products. And I'm giving it away for free because people have to get their stuff out there. You guys have to like move. You're not gonna make money unless you do this stuff. Like, and this is gonna be the fast track. So what were the things that you overcame in your particular experience with your expertise? How did you do that? One at a time, go live one at a time about those things. You can also do a training series when you're like, okay, well, it's really like a 3-part thing that I did to get over that hurdle in my business. And if I teach people about that, well, I really can't do that in one live. Perfect. Break it up into 3 different lives, do it 3 days in a row. Let them know that's coming. Let them know to tune in tomorrow for the next one, for part B, for part C, and then wrap it up. That will be very enticing for your audience. They'll be happy to come back to see you because they want the end result, right? They want you to finish up and show them what to do. So this is why knowing exactly who you serve, your niche and your ICA, that's why this is so important, because if you know them well, they're all the same. In terms of content, in terms of what they need to know and what you have to deliver to them, they are all the same. If you know them cold, like I'm talking about my ICA, let's pretend her name is Felicia. And Felicia always has the same problem with like her and health and nutrition. She can never get past this. She's always got these swelling issues, and she's always got like the craving issues. This is a woman she's an empty nester. She is a former professional. She has a small circle of friends. She has a couple hobbies. That's what she does. She likes to walk. Like, know all those details about your person. And the best way to find your ICA, guys, is a couple more things. I promise I'll be done in a second. Best way to find your ICA is hey Linda, who is the person that I love working with the most? Like, if you've ever worked with somebody and you've given them advice and given them help and they've been grateful, who were they? How much fun were they? Like, were they great to work with? Did they love the results they got? Were they super grateful after and like celebrated you? And that's the person. Use that as a model for your ideal client avatar. Hang on. Karen says, if life scares you, as my coach tells me, just effing do it. Just effing do it. That's right, Karen. Just effing do it. Hey, Joe. Oh my gosh, Joe. I love you. Okay, so yeah, there's a story in every slice of life. Who said that? Jenny did. Yes, absolutely. So this is why you have to know your ICA cold. You have to know them like they're your best friend. And sometimes they will be your best friend, or sometimes your ideal client avatar is you like 3 years ago, or you a year ago, or you 5 years ago, whatever it is. Know them cold so that you can, so that all of this content that you create is gonna hit them in the face. They're gonna be like, did she like have a like CCTV in my room or in my brain? Like one of my clients says that to me all the time, Nikki, she's like, I swear to God you're watching me, you've got me tapped. And I'm like, maybe I do. But it's because I know her, I was her. Like so it's easy for me to talk from a place like that. So listen, that's gonna drive engagements, connections, relationships, which is gonna be like the best. That's the fuel for your business, because when people are like, oh my gosh, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Or how did she know? Or I love the way that she tells this. I love learning from her because she's easy to learn from. They'll know that because you go live. And Leah, I love your emojis so much. I love everything about your happiness. So if they can get that information from you in a live arena, they'll know that you're their person, and that's why it's so fast. So that is one thing. Those are the general things, like what can you help people with? What are the things that you can help them overcome? What are the issues that they face that you've overcome? What are the questions they ask you? What's the advice that you give? All of that stuff is content. You want more ways to give content? That's the umbrella. But if you want to expand your topics, I'm telling you guys, write this stuff down. If you don't write this stuff down, you're choosing not to have content. You're choosing not to. So, and I want to see you. Take pictures and put them in the comments, and let me see that you wrote this down. Bonus points for whoever does. Actually, if you do that, I'm gonna send you something on the house, some business trainings on the house. I'll do that because I actually want you guys to get content out there, for crying out loud. All right, so on top of that umbrella of general help topics, family, sports, experience, anecdotes, take that information and put it in context of telling a story about that. Like, use it in the way of, some of you may have heard me do this in like private trainings or in workshops that I run. Here's a story. Okay, like frame it in a story for your live. Like if you've got an audience and you go live, it's always helpful to tell a story before you start getting rolling. So like seeing this plastic bag jump around, like being tossed all around, all over the parking lot. It's going, it's not even landing. It's like hovering above the ground a little bit and getting tossed over like by the trees and stuff, and it keeps going. It reminds me of the entrepreneurs that are like going this way. Let me try that training. Let me see what they're doing. Let me see what my competition's doing. Is that working for them? Let me try an email list. Oh, maybe I should buy this freebie. Oh, maybe I should, like, you're all over the place. When actually you should just be doing one thing at a time every single day consistently to get the results, because what's really gonna work is actual relationships and engagement with people. That's what business is. If you think that business is any different than like having a friendship, it's not. You just need to help people and connect with them on a real level. That story that I just told, watching garbage fly around in the parking lot, is an anecdote that'll help me with content. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's easy. It's, you just take stuff from your life. Hang on, where am I? Yes. Angel, I want you to. Angel, if you're taking notes, by the way, take a picture, put it in there. I'm gonna send you something. Brandy, thank you. Oh my gosh, I miss you, Brandy. You and your beautiful light, I love you. It's gonna change color, I think, soon. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna get crazy. Relationship building, Jenny, yes. So listen, here, where do you put your content? Okay, you've got all of these ideas. I'm asking you to write them down because I want you to take action. I like want you to get stuff on paper and like do something with it. But what I do to stay organized all the time is I put it in a file. I have like an Excel spreadsheet and I organize it through topics and through places that I'm gonna talk about, and I always put them in there. The second I have an idea, I throw, it's in my Sheets app, and I throw it in there and I put the content idea, boop, 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 boop. Then when I have time to sit down and create content for that idea, I just bust it out really quick because I already had the idea, I already know what it is. I just don't wanna lose that topic idea. So I save it in there. You can do it in Evernote, you can do it in OneNote, you can do it in the like regular notes app in your phone, keep a running list of that stuff. But guys, like don't like do that. Like you will literally have so much content, and you sit down when you have a lot of energy and mental focus, you sit down and you like crank out content. I can get 2 weeks worth of content done in an hour to 2 hours. No question, like no question. That's shorting it. Depending on how long the posts are gonna be, that's not even an issue. That's easy. So don't store it in all these different locations. Don't store it in Evernote and Excel and your app, your notes app in your phone, or an email to yourself. Don't do it everywhere. Do it in one place. Keep it organized so you can always go back to that one place. Content. And then you'll start to see, you guys will do this. If you do this regularly, it's not a big deal. It takes 2 seconds. If you do this regularly, you'll have such a long list that eventually you'll go back up to the top of the list and be like, how could I rephrase that? I could talk about that again, but I'll talk about it differently and I'll frame it differently, and I'll use a different issue that kind of like relates to that, and you'll talk about it again. You've got to recycle your ideas because people will not hear you every time. This live, like your lives will hit about 5% of the people on your friends list. And if you're public, 5% plus maybe 0.5%. It's not going to hit a lot of people, and the people that you hit might not be able to watch it all the way through. And the people that watch it all the way through might forget, because maybe they watched it all the way through, but they had their stuff on the kitchen counter. Comment below, have any of you guys watched a live training on your kitchen counter or at your dining room table while people in your house talking to you and interrupting you? Have you done that? I have done that. I have definitely done that. I didn't get all of the training information because, hey Olga, oh, Tanya uses a Trello board, perfect, exactly, and Asana is another good one. But I've missed trainings because people have been interrupting my house. Get out of my house, people. How'd you even get in here? I probably made you, but how did you keep coming back? I'm trying to learn. So they're not gonna get everything. And some people play it, but they don't have the audio on. 80% of the people don't play the video with audio on. What? So you gotta say it again, and people forget. And then sometimes they're like, oh yeah, no, I wanted to do that, I forgot to put it into action and whatever. I'm so glad she said that again. Do not worry about being repetitious. You gotta be repetitious, you have to. Elizabeth, my darling. So I want you to write this stuff down because if you do, I know that you can go live and you will make such serious progress that you'll start getting the bug. You'll be super on fire for going live and connecting with real human beings. Do you know how much fun this is? Mara! Do you know how much fun this is to see your beautiful faces on here and to interact with you and stuff? This is the best thing in the world. It's so much fun today because I feel like we're hanging out in the same room even though we're a billion miles away. Mara's in Germany, but not really. She's in my heart. And she's hanging out with me in Macau. So I want you guys to make sure that these notes are accessible and that you're doing it. Mara, I know you've created content in this way and it's been effective and you have fire content. And if you don't know who Mara is and you want to get better at anything you do, please follow Mara. She's amazing. She's one of the most credible human beings I know. Her credentials on paper are like a scroll. They're so long, and she's super effective, and she had me crying in a breakthrough in 5 minutes, Mara? You're insane. So, all right, so if you need more of this, if you need more live trainings and more everything, and you're in business and you want to get further and you're not a part of my free group yet, you need to be. I'm telling you need to be, because here are the things that people say about it all the time. I can't believe how much you give away for free. This is the most powerful group I've ever been a part of. I've earned money just from listening to your free trainings. Happens all the time. I didn't know running my business could be this easy or this fun. If you're not a part of my free group, you're insane. I love you, but you're insane. I want to stop you and I want you to get off the crazy train, and you should get into my free group for that, because we do live trainings, we do free workshops, we have free gifts in there in terms of business assets, and it's not fluff. It's not. I don't play with that. Either get help or get out. I'm gonna help you, and my partners are gonna help you, and that whole group of people are so insanely supportive. People aggressively support each other in there. And yeah, Selena and Mara are friends now too because of this. This is insane. Sarah, how are you, love? Sharon, I can't wait. How many more hours do we have, Sharon, before we get to connect? I'm so excited. Okay, so listen, that's the group. I'm gonna put the link in the comments, but do not join. Don't you dare even think about joining. If you're negative, if you complain instead of finding silver linings, do not join. If you don't enjoy cheering other people on, do not join. If you really want to go super slow with your business growth, don't join. Don't do it. I don't really think that I have anybody that's negative on my friends list, honestly. I would have kicked them out. I don't like negative at all, negative energy. I like people. I don't need the negative side of them though. You know what I mean? So I'm saying this, but I don't think I need to give that warning to you guys, but I'm a public account, so if anybody hears this and you're negative, nope, I don't want it. So, all right, so everyone else, I'll see you in the comments. A reminder, okay, first of all, I'll put the link to the free group in the comments, but also, if you do write this stuff down and you take a picture and put it in the comments, I'm gonna send you a free gift. that's gonna help you grow your business, like immediately. So, do it. Or don't do it and grow slow. I don't care. I do care. I want you to grow faster than that. All right, guys, I gotta run, and what else? Nothing. I gotta run. I'm just tired and I forget stuff. Okay, I love you guys.